Hello again, and welcome to Chair Interval Training, brought to you by Community Access Yellow Springs and the Yellow Springs Senior Center, and me, Lynn Hardman, Yellow Springs resident and Silver Sneakers Flex instructor. But you don't need silver sneakers, or you don't even need to be in Yellow Springs to do this workout. All you needed is to tune in to Channel 5 on your Spectrum cable access channel, or you could watch it on YouTube. So, all that being said, the reason we chose this format is so that it could come to you safely in your home on a bigger screen in a bigger room where you might be able to move safely. And since I'm all alone here in the studio, I'm not wearing my mask, but I want you to notice it matches my outfit today. Woo! Let's have a party. Join the party. So come on, let's get ready. We have, today we're going to be using a rubber ball, a sturdy chair, and a hand weight. If you don't have a couple of dumbbells, a jug with a firmly screwed on lid with water or vinegar in it will do, all right? I'm going to turn on some music. If you don't like today's rock music, tune in again next week. We'll use different music. So let's get started. Make sure your area is free and clear of things you might trip on. This exercise program is made to improve our ABCs and reduce our risk of falls. So safety first. And first and foremost, let's warm up gradually. The warm up is really important for our bodies, especially as we get older. It takes a little longer to warm up. So as we march it out, whether you're seated or standing, use your best posture. It makes everything easier. Ears stacked over shoulders, over hips is best. Let's just see how it feels to take a few breaths. Relax and enjoy. If you like this music, you can crank up the volume. If you don't, you could just mute it and move along with me. If it feels good, you can reach overhead. However, if any range of motion doesn't feel good, you know that you can just skip that, go back to the last thing that felt fine, or make the range of motion small. Now, if you get in right behind your chair, you'll be able to use it as your assisted device. Widen out your stance till you're about hip or chair width, and just start to rock. Rock and roll. Woo! I enjoy offering this exercise program to you. I hope you enjoy it as well. Or at least you're able to glean a few bits of fun so that you keep doing it, so you get stronger. So just warming up with our shoulders and our hips, moving gradually through a greater range of motion. Helps lubricate those big ball and socket joints. Ah, feels good to move. Especially when I know, and some of you have told me, you're doing it along with me. Yay! Let's open and close those shoulders. See how that feels. I always feel better when I move a little bit. That's one of the best effects of exercise, I think. You can rotate through your spine a little. Start low and then get bigger if you like. You could start at the chest high and reach a little higher. All right, we've got those shoulders and hips kind of lubed up. I want to preview a little bit of a pattern we're going to work on today. Two patterns. One's all about agility, the ability to move our feet fast, should we need to, is very important for reducing fall risks. And then the other one's all about balance. Guess what that's important for? Yes, you said it, reducing our risk of falls. So let me show you our agility pattern. We're gonna rock around the clock. Imagine, if you would, I'm gonna start over here on the left. Imagine a clock face, an analog clock face on the ground. We're gonna take our left foot and get marching on that left foot. Left, 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 right, left. You got it. Now we're gonna rock and step on each number of the clock. We're gonna start on 12. We're gonna go around to 6. And then we're gonna go backwards in time and come back. Here's what it looks like. We're gonna step on 12, step on 1, step on 2, step on 3, step on 4, and back. 5, you get it. 6, and then we're gonna go back to 5, 4, 3. We can do it at tempo, 2, 1, or we could do it faster. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and back around the clock. We're rocking around the clock, you get it? And you can go at whatever speed you like. So here's our balance pattern. It sounds like this. It sounds like lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, and it looks like this. So we lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3. We could do this with our knees, but if you're seated, your thigh muscles will probably get a little tired. So you may have to be creative with the way you move. You may have to draw your heels back or kick your heels out. But you see the pattern. So we've got our blood moving a little bit. Yay! And we're going to get seated and continue to warm up with some dynamic seated movements. So before you sit down, make sure you're close enough to the chair. I like to have my legs and heels touching the chair. So as I hinge my hips back, if my hip or my knee buckles, whoop, I'm right where I need to be. And you will be too. Because we don't want to miss the target, right? Also, whenever you're seated and whenever you're thirsty, please help yourself with some water. By stepping to the side, leaning to the side, and bracing with your arm and your abdominal muscles, it really helps protect the lower back. So, that being said, I hope you're sitting at the edge of your seat, sitting tall. Buckle up your safety belt by bracing. And imagine a little string elongating your spine. Good. Now let's see if we can march out to the left. Oh, that's the right. And in. And in. Let's do it a little faster. Out. Out. In. In. And a little faster. So this is tempo. And maybe even faster still. Out, out, in, out, out, in. Good. And stampede. And then bring your feet close together and out wide. And let's leave them here as we get a little stretch. So, gentle opening of your thighs and around your shoulder. Feels good. Good. Walk your feet together. And stretch your legs out with the right and out with the left. And let's see how it feels sitting tall to show the sole of your foot to the screen there. I hope you don't have any gum on the bottom of your shoe. Let's stretch that opposite arm towards the dorsiflexing toes. Woo. That is, point your toes up. Point your fingers up too. Spread your hand and your toes and your fingers. Good, we're going slow enough Let's try a flex point flex. How do you do today? Let's stretch that right leg out. Inhale up. Think of stretching gently forward and reaching your tailbone back. Good, lifting those fingers and toes, and then pushing down. Sitting tall, hold the navel in towards the spine, and draw the knee towards your chest, and draw nice flowy circles with your foot. And then the other way. Okay, let's try stretching out that other leg. Inhale up. If the arm ever hurts, the shoulder gets a sharp, sudden shooting pain, just stop, shorten it, and soothe that uncomfortable feeling. Hinging halfway towards our lap, and forward gently. Lift the toes and the fingers, and then push down. Good, sit tall. Pull your navel in as if you're zipping up your tightest outfit. See how it feels to flex your knee in toward your chest and draw circles one way and then the other. All right. Take a deep breath and ask yourself, how do you feel if you had to assign a number from 1 to 10 with your intensity? This is our perceived exertion scale. 1 is the least intense and 10 is the maximum intense. So we're shooting for a safe but effective zone of 4 to 7. Let's see if we can hit that target. With our agility pattern, let's do that one first. That'll get our motor running and give us a little bit of a hard and long workout. We're going to start over here on the left. Get that left foot marching. Double check your area. Make sure everything's tucked under the silhouette of your chair or the footprint of it. And we've got a safe space, well lit, nothing to slip, trip, or fall on. Good. We're going to rock around the clock at tempo. Ready? Let's step on 12. 12. And 1. This is our imaginary clock. 2. 3, good. 4, when we get to 6, we're going to come back around. That was 5, 6. 5, you can pump those arms. 4, 3, when we get back to 12, we're going to speed it up. Here we go. 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and woo! Just march it out. How'd that work? Pretty good? Do you want to try it on the other side? This time we're going to go back through time. And I want you to try and say it with me, counting backwards when we go fast and then forward. Okay, so get that right foot marching. Make sure you can touch your chair. Best posture. Let's rock around the clock. 12, 11, say it with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, going back, 7, 8, 9, when we get to 12, we're going to speed it up again, 11, here we go, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, back around, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did you get it? Well, we're going to do it again. We're going to put a little twist in there. How are you doing on our scale of 1 to 10? This is a lot of numbers, I know. How is your breathing and your intensity level? Are we in that sweet, safe, but effective 4 to 7 zone? Let's do our best. And then whenever you like, you can rest. Make sure you're here on the left. Best posture. We're going to rock around the clock at tempo. 12, 11, 10, 9, Oops, I'm saying the wrong thing. Did you catch that at home? 6. Well, let's try it again at tempo. I think this is 12. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then back around. Okay, got my brain in here. Let's go to 2. Are you ready? 1, a little bit faster. 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 12. Good. March it out. So we were stepping on each one of those numbers. This time we're going to just focus on balance and tap those numbers. So our body will stay still. Use your chair if you need to and tap 12. Tap 1. Reach as far as you can. 2. Keep the body straight. 3, 4, 5. Dipping down a little each time. 6, 5, 4. This is a lot of strength work. 3, 2. It's a small range of motion, but it's very important. Whew, I felt that on my standing leg. We were doing a bit of a one-legged squat and working on strength and balance. Well, let's go back to rocking around the clock and then we'll tap around it too, okay? Right side. Use your chair and use your best posture. Get your right foot marching right, right, right. And this time I'll be in my right leg. Step on 12, rock around the clock. 11, thank you. 10, 9, 8, we're rocking in tempo. 7, 6, you can say it with me. 7, 8, 9, when we get to 12, we're going to speed it up. That's 10, 11, here we go. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, back around. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Woo. All right, we rocked around the clock by stepping. Now let's tap around it too. Best posture. Reach as far as you can and tap 12. Dipping down. 11, 10, 9, 7. I skipped 8. 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is harder than it looks. 12. Because we are working on our strength and our balance on that standing leg. Well, my legs feel like they're about rocked out. How do yours feel? Are you still in your safe 4 to 7 range on our 1 to 10 scale? I'm trusting you because I can't see you. But we're going to transition to a little bit more strength focus. That's why it's called chair interval training. We do an interval of aerobic activity, agility and balance and such, and then we do our strength work. So, your best strength exercise is your body weight squats. Do you know what you can do to make them even more challenging? And we'll try it together if you like. We'll be using our jug or our hand weights to add to this resistance. And that's how we get stronger. By doing it regularly, doing it in good form, and by gradually adding to the resistance and adding a little bit more weight in the case of our water jug. All right, get settled in your chair. Get a little sip of water, but take your time. We're going to use our hand weights. In this case, I've got almost a full gallon of water, and I've told you before, That's about close to 8 pounds, okay? So you can actually put with a Sharpie or a tape markers along the way so you know that a quarter of a gallon will be 2 pounds about. And half will be 4, you know, do that. We're going to do a set of upright rows, and you might find it's too hard to hold the jug with 2 hands here. They may not fit well behind there. So you can cradle it with one, but then you want to switch it so you get even, whatever works best for you. But we're going to have the option of adding squats. So get well back in your chair with your hips. Grab your hand weights. You might have one in each hand. If you have 2 jugs, rock on! So we're going to sit tall and let that jug come down between our legs. Hinge halfway forward towards your lap. Push through your whole foot. Heels and balls of feet and 10 toes. So we're hinging forward and then we're sitting back up. Just that little movement right there. Squeezing our hips as we do. Now, if you like, dig your heels in, squeeze your hips, and lift the elbows. Elbows should lead the motion and the weight will stay close to our body. Hinge forward, straighten up. Now, if you like, you can add your body coming up when you dig your heels in and the weight comes up. And then your hips go back and you're hinging forward and you're just tapping the seat. So we're doing a little bit of a deadlift, upright row, squat. Good, maybe a couple more. And remember, you can stop whenever you want. You can just do the upright rows without hinging forward, or you can stop. Okay, that was a whole body exercise. We were working on the glutes, hamstrings, shoulders, and biceps mostly. Let's work on the abs and the chest. And the fronts of the shoulders. So if you come to the edge of your seat, feet together, toes ahead of the knees, and just grab your weight close to your heart. You can hold it like this, or like this, or like that. You can even hold it like that. But we're going to sit tall, pull the navel in, tuck the tailbone under, and lean back. Don't let your feet pop up off the floor. Feeling in the abdomen. Tucking the chin, keeping the back of the neck long will help the cervical vertebrae to be in their happy place. And you can feel the work coming from the rectus abdominis. Some people call them, well, back in the day, washboard abs. Now they call them a 6-pack. But we just are trying to make them rock hard. Rock on! So we're rocking back and forth. That's good. But if you wanted to add a chest press, that would really make it a whole body exercise. Do your best. That's 3 chest shoulder presses. If you're uncomfortable with your grip, you just grab the whole bottle. Grip strength is really important for independent living. How many more of these do we want to do? My jug just got heavier, I swear it did. Woo! I feel like I'm done. How about you? That's hard. Okay. Well, let me see where we're at with our music and get a sip of water. Cool. I think we're doing all right. So there's, yeah, we got time to do a little bit more strength work. So let's go back to our sitting back in our chair. The first exercise we did, we're going to do a second set. Woohoo! And this time, if you want, we're going to do our kettlebell swing, but a controlled swing instead of the upright row. So sitting tall with your hips well back in your chair. Just hinge forward at the hips halfway, not too far. We want to keep our head above the level of our heart. And then when you sit tall, bring it out. If that's too hard, you can bend your arms a little bit. So we're pushing all of the balls of our feet and the heels and all 10 toes into the floor. And if you like, you can add a stand up, hips back, hinge forward, up. And you can do it at your own pace. But keep your chin up and power your hips forward. Woo! Control it, nothing should hurt. If you feel this is not the right exercise for you, you're right. You can go back to the last thing we did that you felt fine doing. This is a whole body exercise that gets your heart pumping and your muscles too. I'm going to sit down. That was a big exercise. If you're using even 2 to 4, 6, 8 pounds when you do that, you are going to strengthen your whole body. I'm going to tuck that away now. And we're going to transition to another aerobic or mostly cardiovascular segment. This one will be our balance pattern. If you remember, it sounds like lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, and it looks like this. March, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3. So we did that in the preview. We can do it in our chair with drawing our heels back or pushing them out. But if you want, you can do it on your feet. So let's take our time, check in with our body. If the body says no, then it's no go. You can just hang out in your chair. If the body feels ready, let's do it. All right, so I'm going to start over here on the left. Double check your area. Make sure there's nothing getting in under your feet. And let's see. I think I'm in good position. All right, best posture. And remember that little string, elongating your spine. Use your chair if you need it. Never wander too far away. Let's go with this knee lift. Lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3. We can make it little, or we can make it big. It's up to you. You got your chair if you need it. You can also tap that toe down. Excellent. Woo. Lift, 2, 3. Lift, 2, 3. March, 2, 3. Lift, 2, 3. Hey, let's do a little coordination with this. If you like, you might want to check in with your chair. But if you like, you can take that knee up and over. Or just a little crossing the midline. Just a little bit. Did you get it? I added an opposite arm. That's hard for me. Is it hard for you? Just do your best. How about 4 more? 3 more. 2 more. Last time with the knees crossing over. Woo! Hey, phone in. Where's your intensity level here? If you could talk and say a few words comfortably without getting out of breath, then you're probably in a good, safe, effective 4 to 7 range. But let's keep it moving, maybe behind our chair, and with a different focus, focusing on the hamstrings. Widen out your stance and use those hamstrings to kick your butt. Lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3. Now you can make it small or big. Lift, 2, 3. Lift your chest also. Keep that posture upright. It's tempting to lean forward, but pull your navel in. Draw your shoulders down and back. You got this. Now, if you want to add a little bit of a challenge, we could try that over and back thing behind us. I'm not sure if you can see that, but my foot is going side to side. Oops, I messed it up. Lift, 2, 3. Lift, 2, 3. Sometimes it helps me if I say the pattern to coordinate my body better. How about you? I had to move my chair there. No shame in that. The only shame is if I didn't and I fell over and got hurt, that would be a shame. How about 4 more of these? 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Woo! How'd that feel? You still doing good? Do you want to return to your chair? If so, you're right. We're going to try it again over on the right side. And this time, keeping that navel pulling in and crown of the head pulling up and not leaning forward, we're going to do a little hip extension. Careful not to donkey kick or arch your back too much. Make it small. You can just draw your toe back, actually. So 1, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3, lift, 2, 3, march, 2, 3. Squeeze the glutes. Lengthen the leg, hold the navel in. Got your chair if you need it. Really squeeze your gluteals, your butt. Hold the navel in and breathe. 4 more of these. 3 more. I don't know what happened there. 2 more. Last time with a hip extension. Good. Now if those hip extensions don't feel good to you, you've always got the choice of just tapping back. Tap. 2, 3, march, 2, 3. But let's use our hips to the sides. So come to the back of your chair. I'm going to do this one more time. Nice wide stance. Kind of get down into it. Dorsiflex your feet before you lift to the right. 3, 2, 1, march, 2, 3, and left, 2. Good. Add that arm opening opposite direction if you like. Hold the navel in and pull the head up. Woo. You can make it really little, and we're working a lot on balance and hip strength. Or you can make it big. You can do both arms if your balance is rock steady, rock on. Woo! 4. 3 more. 3. Good. 2, you got your chair if you need it. I can feel that in my hips. How are your hips feeling? Ready to sit down? Transition to another strength set? Before we do that, let's do a couple little standing stretches to keep the hips limber. Putting your weight in your your left leg. You can step over and just feel that opening on the outer hip muscles. And you can do that the other way. Straight at the knee but not locked. Stepping over and lean to lengthen the hip abductors. Okay. And we can get a little calf stretch. Stepping back, pressing into the heel, leaning forward. There's no hard and fast rule that says we have to stretch at the beginning and the end. Sometimes if you feel like you just need to stretch out a little bit after some strength training or aerobic activity, you're right. Listen to your body. And we're going to transition to our chair to use our ball to do some more strength work. But remember, before you get seated, try your best to do, I'd say, anywhere between 1 and 10 squats would be great. Keep your chin up, and your hips back. Keep your weight equal in both legs. You could grab your hand weights or just put your hands close to your shoulders to make this more challenging. Going down slow and controlled is best. Coming up with a little power, squeezing those hip muscles together is also a good way to make this a more effective exercise. And get settled when you're ready. Take your time and be mindful about getting a drink of water or anything down low. When we step to the side, lean to the side. Remember, it's helping protect our lower back. All right. So we're going to do a couple of my favorite exercises with the ball that are just really good, and they complement all the other things that we were doing with the weight. So we use the outsides of our hips and the backs a lot. Let's use the insides, our hip adductors. Putting that ball between your legs, above the knee joint, sitting tall at the edge of your seat. Let's do some hip adduction or squeeze the ball. And it's very important. Exhale as you squish the air out of the ball. I'm kind of overemphasizing my breath. Good. Let's see if we can add on by pushing our heels into the ground, firing up those hamstrings, lifting our toes, strengthening the shins. And if you like, only if it feels good, we can add on by pushing our hands into the chair. Lifting our hips gradually, seeing how it feels. If any part of this movement hurts, just go back to the last part that you could do pain-free. But work hard, and maybe you'd like to swing your hips up into a glute bridge and then tap down and do it again. How many more times is up to you, but let's try 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, I felt that in my triceps. We use our chest and our shoulder stabilizers to do that movement as well. All right, let's do another abdominal exercise, but this one for the lateral muscles. We did one for our rectus abdominis. If you widen out your stance and you sit near the edge of your chair, see how it feels if you imagine a pane of glass in front of you and you're just going to not touch that glass with your nose. You're gonna come as close as you can. So we're only moving in this lateral plane. But let's put the ball either under the elbow joint next to the ribs and squeeze like that, or palms up like you're holding a platter and tuck it under. Give it a good squeeze. Exhale as you squeeze the air out of the ball. Now, tilt towards that squeezing arm. Exhale. Hold the navel in. Inhale. Go at your own pace. Do your best. And when you feel you need to adjust the exercise, you're right. When you feel like you need to stop, good for you. That means you reach the goal of momentary muscular fatigue. So squeeze hard. Exhale each time. Don't hold your breath. And maybe end up with a pulse. I forgot to show you, you can also add to the resistance by lifting that elbow up. Or pull in and breathe as if you're smelling your favorite aroma. Exhale as if you're blowing out a candle. Good. You should feel a dull, heavy, some achiness, but never sharp shooting pain. So get that other side set up. And give it a squeeze. You shouldn't expect your left to be exactly like the right, so if it hurts your shoulder, you can adapt. Palms in. And add that lateral flexion, strengthening the obliques. Breathe each time. It's very important. Even though this is an anaerobic without oxygen exercise, we need to breathe so our blood pressure doesn't go unsafely high. Remember, you can lift that elbow to make it a little harder. And let's finish off with a pulse. Breathing in through your nose, ideally, as if you're smelling your favorite soup. And then breathing out as if you're blowing on that broth to cool it down. Whew, I felt that in my shoulders a lot. I'm going to do a little sip of water. We're going to do another exercise with our ball. And then we're going to go back to something we just touched on last week called a VOR exercise. Okay, so last week we did this seated and standing. We're going to do that again. Remember, there's two ways that we're going to do it, and we're going to move our head slowly and carefully, only in our comfort zone. But the first time we're going to do it, we're going to hold the ball out, keep our eyes focused on the prize. That's the ball, about 3 feet ahead of you. This is called VOR, vestibular, inner ear, oculo-eye reflex. So with our eyes focused on the ball, sitting tall, we're going to keep our eyes focused tightly on the ball and move our head slowly to the right and slowly to the left. Stretch those eyes to look out of the corners of your eye socket. If you wanted to reduce the range of motion and go a little quicker, see if you could do that. Eventually saying no, no, and you'll notice the ball seems to jump. That's when you're training your brain not to be dizzy while you're moving your inner ear around and your eyes are trying to stay focused. So, let's switch arms and do it this time. The head will not move, only the ball will. But the eyes stay focused on the prize. Sit tall and move that ball. Don't move your head, just your eyes stretching. you wanted to and you feel fine, you can move the ball a little faster, smaller range of motion. Faster, 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 and your eyes will start to jump. So, that's relatively easy if we've been practicing in our chair. If you wanted to try it standing, that's where we're going next, okay? So, when you do this at home, you've got to stand right next to your chair and keep one hand on it at all times. So, I'm going to start out here on the right and extend my right arm. So my left hand, I do solemnly swear, is near the chair. Now, we can make this challenging, more challenging or less. A wide base is a more stable, easier balance stance. A neutral is a little bit harder. Narrow, feet together is harder. Staggered is a little harder yet. Toe to heel is very hard, or one leg is very hard. You can also put down your kickstand. So I'm going to put my kickstand down. Stand tall, extend the right arm, keep that left hand right next to the chair. And try moving your head, keeping your eyes solid, fixed on that ball. This is really challenging for me. So it doesn't take much to get that VO reflex, vestibular ocular. To be safe, and also to rest my right arm, I'm going to put the ball on my left, come over to the left side of the chair, keep your right hand, I do solemnly swear, right next to the chair. And set up in your favorite challenging but safe stance. Could be here. This time our eyes are on the ball but our head doesn't move. We just stretch our eyes to see the ball. You could do it in a more neutral stance or a narrow stance. You could do it in a staggered stance, which is hard. You could step out like I just did, or grab your chair if you need. Or you could do it in your 1 foot kickstand, or 1 foot. And that is very challenging. And just doing that 2 to 3 times a week for a couple minutes in a safe manner will really make a difference in your balance. So, as we get seated, let's do another set of squats. Why not? Okay. Feet next to the chair, head tall. I just have the ball there. If you wanted, you could add some grip strength. Squeeze the ball as you squeeze your hips forward and together. Squeeze the ball as you exhale. Inhale down, exhale up. All right, we've been rocking around the clock and it is almost time to slow down. So get seated. And let's get this ball tucked out of our way and get a little sip of water. Funny thing about this shirt, remember, be slow and mindful. It says, join the party. But when my husband first saw me wear it, he said, join therapy? Well, you know, exercise is kind of therapeutic, isn't it?
And the land is dark, and the moon is the only.
At least it should be therapeutic. It shouldn't hurt. It should feel good, but be challenging. So here's to our regular exercise together.
Be afraid, just as long as you stand by.
You can stand by me and I'll stand by you, or you can sit by me. We're going to sit and stretch a bit as our heart rate and our breathing rate are mindfully, purposefully lower. So do remember to breathe in through your nose if you can. Let's just sort of soothe your body. If you're near the under your seat, We're going to come back to this hamstring stretch we did. Having the knee over the ankle really helps support in a stable table position. As we hinge forward from the hip and support there, you can just let that arm drift down. Feel free to move, scooch around, get comfy, lift your toes up, stretch your tailbone back, and as you exhale, release any tightness, sink into it a little, and take another deep breath here. Expand your belly, expand your ribs and expand your chest, and exhale, release. Good. Let's try the other side. Supporting here. That little string is pulling us up as we breathe in, expanding our lungs effortlessly, naturally at your own pace. Reaching your tailbone back, lifting our toes up closer to our nose. As we breathe in, fill the belly, expand the lungs down low, through the middle and up towards the heart. And exhale and sink a little. Excellent. Let's stretch the outsides of the hips with our figure 4 stretch, crossing at the ankle, knee drifting down toward the floor. Or if you're more limber and can easily sit with the ankle on top of the other thigh, here we are. Breathe in, expand your lungs. Exhale and hinge slightly forward. Just gently coaxing that knee, outer knee toward the floor. Stay here, take a nice deep breath. Breathe in through that nose. And exhale, and if you like, you can let your head bow down, using the weight of the head to just lengthen the back of the neck. And let's take it easy, take it slow, and switch. If the left hip is tighter, you might need to come ankle to ankle as that outside of the knee drifts down. Or it might be comfortable to do it like this. Breathe in. Our lungs extend below the rib cage, so expand your belly. Slow your breath, and as you exhale, hinge gradually forward, just encouraging the outside of the knee to drift down, never forcing. Stay here for a nice, deep, cleansing breath. Again, you can let the crown of your head drift down if you like. And just sort of slowly stretch one way with the head and the other. Sitting tall, if that felt good on your neck, let's take a nice deep inhale, opening the palms, sitting at the edge of our chair. And find a place to link your hands on the chair, either the seat or the back. Keep 4 legs of the chair and 2 feet of yours on the floor. And just lengthen your spine with a deep, cleansing breath. And we're leaning forward to feel a stretch at the tops of the shoulders, sides of the neck. As we exhale, leaning the right ear to the right shoulder-ish. Deep breath here. And sit tall with your next inhale. And exhale, leaning the left ear to the left shoulder. Stay here and breathe deep. And you can feel that space open gently. favorite seated stretch. If it's not your favorite, you're right. You could substitute a different one. But turning sideways, got our left hip just ever so slightly off the chair. Lean forward, easing that knee back behind the hip. So we're in this extension position. Sitting tall, breathing in, extending upward, and even a slight arch backward if it feels good. If it hurts, don't do it. Deep breath here. And exhale, lean gently, slowly to your chair back. Deep breath. Oh, that felt good. I can feel that all the way down the side of my body. Ease out of that and try the other way. It helps if you take your time, support your spine as you hinge forward to get that right leg back. Relax the foot, relax the leg, and let the knee drift down. Great hip flexor and quadricep stretch. Opening the spine with a little arch if it feels good. Remember, if the shoulder aches, soothe it, shorten it. Exhale toward your chair back. Stretching through the side of your torso. And stay here for a mindful, slow, effortless breath. Good. Ooh. Well, let's just finish with a little bit more mindful relaxation, sitting well back in our chair, supporting our spine in the chair, and allowing the weight of our arms to rest in our lap. You can just soften your gaze and lower it and relax your face and your eyes. Or you can just close your eyes and imagine, some peaceful place you went where there was nothing on your to-do list. You felt safe, you felt loved, you felt strong. You are loved, you are safe, you are strong. And just go to that peaceful place and time and use all of your senses as you breathe in. Imagine what you smell. As you exhale, enjoy the moment and relax. With your next inhale, imagine the sounds you hear there. Exhale, relax. With your next breath, imagine what you see there in your peaceful, calm place. Drink in what you see, exhale, and relax. Next breath, imagine what you feel. Maybe a cool breeze blowing across your skin or your toes wiggling in the sand. As you exhale, just be there with the sensation. And with your next breath, breathe in through your nose and see if there are any smells there in your peaceful, calm place. I smell salty ocean air, and my toes were wiggling in the sand, and the cool breeze was blowing against my face, and I saw the gentle waves of the ocean and the sun setting, and I heard seagulls and my little grandson saying, come on, let's play. What did you see? What did you hear? What did you smell? I almost tasted that salty air and the fish at my little peaceful beach vacation. But hey, if we can't really take a vacation, let's take some virtual ones. And there are safe ways for us to get out and be about. And the number one safe thing we can do, yes, is to wear our mask. So wherever you go, wear a mask. Keep social distancing at 6 feet or more. And wash your hands frequently. And wash surfaces frequently. And get into a well-ventilated space, preferably the great outdoors. Wherever you go, keep it safe and simple. Bye for now.